Barker versus Felix Sturm for the IBF Middleweight Championship of the World. Darren Barker coming off a great win against Daniel Gill, having to get off the canvas in, I believe, the 9th round after being dropped heavily by Daniel Gill, the champion at the time. Barker did tremendously well to get off the deck and to beat Gill on points in Atlantic City. So kudos to Darren Barker about that. He now faces a former world champion in Felix Sturm, whom, in my opinion, was beaten by Martin Murray. And, well, you could argue also he was beaten by Macklin as well. But because he was the champion in Germany, you have to say that it favoured Sturm, and Sturm retained his titles. So, how good is Felix Sturm? Well, he's an experienced world champion. He's got far more experience than Barker, whose first notable win really has to be against Daniel Gill. Other than that, at world level, he got beaten by Martinez. Despite the fact that he put on a brave performance, he still lost to Martinez. Everyone says that Darren Barker's a very good boxer. And yes, he is a very good boxer. But now, after the Gill fight, he now has to show versatility and adaptability against a man who, like I said, has got more world title experience and has been around a lot longer. And, could cause some problems from Darren Barker in this fight. Now, Sturm is also quite long in the tooth as well. And there's always a possibility that this could be a cakewalk for Darren Barker because of that. However, there's a few things that concern me about this fight. First concern, Germany. The fight is going to be held in Germany. So Darren Barker is making his first defense of the IBF title in Germany. Historically, with the scoring system in Germany, with their champions, there's been one or two decisions that have been questionable, and let's leave it as that. And Barker will have no favours whatsoever if he boxes a one-paced fight, and if there's any opportunity for Sturm and his camp to win the titles back, you can be guaranteed the title will be changing hands in Germany. So that's a concern. The other concern is Darren Barker, his engine, his ability to box 12 rounds and to step the pace up. In other words, at world level, you need to have an extra gear. I still am unsure whether Darren Barker has an extra gear. He's a good boxer, that's fine. But at world level, has he got that extra gear to kick on if Sturm decides to put pressure on him? Sturm is a good fighter, he's good boxing skill. He's got a very good jab and a sneaky right hand. So both Sturm and Barker have got good boxing fundamentals, the pair of them. I would say Sturm has got the tighter defense. Because if you look at the way Barker got knocked out by Martinez, he had his hands up and still got hit by the back of his head and was dropped. So that's not being critical of Darren Barker now, because I like Darren Barker. But I think Sturm is a lot more solid in defense than Barker is. But Barker is punching with a lot more power these days. He especially shots to the body, which he should be not taken lightly there. If there is any weakness to Sturm for Barker, I would say a good body attack would be the key to slow Sturm down, bring his arms down, and take on headshots later on in the fight. The thing is, this fight is in Germany. I keep going back to this point. And if you're going to make any predictions, and a lot of people make predictions, but don't consider the judges. Now, what I do know, or what I've been told and what I've been informed, is that there is a rematch clause in the contract. Which means that Sturm, should he win the title by, really doing a good job on Barker, meaning boxing well and going to points and winning, and then, the other option is winning the fight dubiously. There's an option for the fight to be held back in London. So, I think Eddie Hearn's done a great job there in terms of having a rematch clause there. If Barker were to get knocked out by Sturm, you kind of wonder where Barker's career would be. I mean, he's been to the top of the mountain. So Barker's motivation to be at the top of the mountain may just be it. It might not be the fact that he wants to remain champion. But then he may want to remain champion to fight the likes of Macklin and Murray and Andy Lee to cement his place as a great middleweight for Britain. So who knows? This is a tough one for me because I like Barker, like I said before. And the thing about Sturm is that I think he's got good defense and he knows how to close the ring down and close a fighter down. I wonder what happens if Sturm were to close the range down on Barker and to land that sneaky right hand that he does. Could he pip it on the scorecard or could he even stop Barker? I don't know. You have to stick your neck on the line with somewhere or the other, and this is a tough one for me. I think I'm going to go with Barker because he's the fresher fighter. But there's not much in it for me. I think Barker's the fresher fighter. Sturm is the more experienced fighter. And he has been in some grueling fights in the past. And actually Sturm may suit his style Barker's style better than the movement of Gill. So I'm going to go Barker on points. However, I would not be surprised if Barker was beaten on points dubiously. So I'm going with Barker on this one. The tough one, I'm going to go with Barker. Okay, so, yep, that's my thoughts. Barker on points. Yeah, I'm out.